Hey, it's Big Bob, and wow, did I say it? Wow. How about wow? I am just beyond joyful today in that I was just watching the testimony of Ruth Graham, and oh, by the way, my eye, it's okay. The Lord healed it. I'm still wearing my glasses today for vision, for distance vision, but the Lord touched my eye, and there was a lot of crud and stuff that came out, and I was like, okay, thank the Lord for that. So I would just watch testimony by Ruth Graham. She's been married 3 times. All of a sudden, I was horrified at being divorced 1 time. I was horrified. It absolutely blew my heart to pieces to be divorced. I'd always heard that, Christians do not get divorced. Divorce is of the devil. Divorce is sin. Divorce is unforgivable. Divorce is the worst. You need to do all things to not get a divorce. But in my first divorce, I had no choice. There was a clan. I say that word, and then I'm thinking of the African American, the black people who, back in 1867 or thereabouts, the Ku Klux Klan was formed to keep the Negroes in place, to teach them a lesson, and let that be a lesson to you. I remember in high school, this has quickly gone off the track, but I got to tell you this. I remember in high school, a black man said that his private parts were gasoline, and he was put on fire, and they burned him right there. Other men, they put barbed wire all around him, and they drug him through the town. Then they burned him. I mean, the Ku Klux Klan is the most evil of groups. You might think that a little 3-digit number group is evil. These people are more evil, I would tell you. In the Klan, and it really was like a Klan, because they lied, cheated, stealed. They did whatever they could to bury me. I'd been gone about 3 months, and I'd understood that divorce was in the mix. And so I went to get an attorney, and my wife and I were so close that I called the very same attorney that she called. She got there a couple minutes before I did, and it was like, we can't represent you, mister, because your wife's been... I thought, how in the world do I get my... That showed me how close we were. I always described us as being out of the same fabric. We were both out of the same fabric. And I had some sins to deal with. I had some stresses to deal with. My mother's parenting style of whoop and abuse and neglect and spit on and put feces on the face, that sort of upbringing, it makes an impact. You can't say, well, just get over it. Just get over it. This is the person that brought me into this world telling me that I was no better than poop in the toilet. That I was poop and I had to be flushed away. And, so that made a huge impact on my psyche and my life. And plus, I'm a delicate little flower anyway. I have had, did they diagnose you? Did they diagnose you? Did you get the diagnosis? Yeah, my diagnosis since my earliest days has been that I'm Ferdinand the Bull. Ferdinand the Bull, that's a technical term. That says I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover, I like flowers, I like decorating, I like cleaning and cooking and shopping, and I'm everything but gay. I mean, if I could be a gay man, I would be a great gay man. I mean, but I'm not gay at all. I have no interest in other men sexually, and I just passed a whole test that proved that the lies of that divorce of the 90s are absolutely hellish, abominable lies. Once again, I've been certified as a strong, healthy, heterosexual male. Well, so that divorce happened. And then, 5-6 years ago, my second wife, she, lovely lady, I talk to her every day, and she, I'm talking to her every day, but I do talk to her often because we have 2 children we're raising, and she grew up with a hellish, nightmarish background as well, and she always felt as though, a lot of fear, just like I had fears, and she she kind of went out to sow her wild oats. So she would tell you herself, if you want to give her a call, what did you do that for? Well, I was just sowing my wild oats. I never got to live the wildlife, so I decided I'd do a little wildlife living. And I fell in love, and I want to be happy. Happy, happy. So she's very happy. It's not been good for our children or for me, or I don't even think for her, really. I think it would have been much better had we just worked together as a family and hung in there. I think it would have been the greatest, would have been a good testimony, would have been a great blessing, and I would do anything for my family. I would have done anything. But that's what it is. It is what it is. We can't think about it. So now, my third marriage, and the government, the government is out there swinging, and they're demanding that, in order to get, they're holding our children hostage. I have 2 stepchildren, they're being held hostage, just as though it was a terrorist group, just as though it was some foreign entity, just as though it was somebody from Nipomo. Somebody just said, we're going to take your children, you're not going to get them back unless you do X, Y, Z. Well, so now, I'm 3 for 3 now, because the government agency said, you got to do it this way, because, they don't listen, they don't care, they don't understand, they don't want to understand, they just want to be vicious, violent, predator felons against the family. And once they rip the family to shreds, then they can go, okay, Marge, that's done. Now what do we do? Well, now we can rebuild the family. And look at us, we're right here for you. We're the Department of Families and Services. We're going to help you. If you had to burn the house down, you wouldn't have to rebuild it. I mean, just outrageous, crazy outrageousness. Well, I'm watching Ruth Graham, and she's been married 3 times. Amy Semple McPherson, married 3 times. I'm beginning to think, you know what? I never noticed these people before. I never noticed it, but now I'm thinking, you know what? These are great children of God. And when Billy welcomed Ruth back after the second divorce, he just put her arms around her and said, welcome home, welcome home. And he touched her life in such a way, the graciousness, the kindness, and that touches me today. Hearing the stories of Rolf and Roberta, how they lived out of their car, how they wore a uniform. And, my uniform is a little different, but I wear my uniform. I have my uniform, and I've washed my clothes in a sink and hung them up. And, thank the Lord today, I have a family that's going to let me use their washing machine. So I'm going to do that washing machine, and I'll wash everything and dry. It'll be all no crunchy here. I don't have to iron my clothes in the back seat. I don't really have a back seat. I've got a bed, I've got a bookshelf, and I got a rack of clothes, and I've got a whole trunk full of tools. And I put this up here originally to stop the light from hitting my eyes, and now I have it because I'm hiding all of my stuff. Well, I'm headed up right now up to down to Santa Maria, to go to the Home Depot to meet with the family to begin the process of putting in a, quote, hardscape. Just going to put some pavers down. I'm going to extend the patio out a little bit, put some pavers down. So I'm going to do that right now. But I have a lot more grace for myself. I had an incident with my family. They're very upset because they filed our taxes really early. I mean, we filed them early. We were the first. Anybody ahead of us? But then the tax person couldn't file the taxes until a certain date because they weren't accepting them. Well, then the date came, and of course, my life has been. So the date came, and I understood that I had emailed and everything was good. Well, I called back because I thought, where is this in the process? Oh, well, we still need the 1099 3R. No, God, no. So I emailed it again. I emailed it 7 times. So then it got in, but it was like a month late. So my family is very upset about the money that might be lost, and I promised. I said, you know what? I will pay back every penny. I will just take it out of my own hide. I mean, I'm living in my car, So that's $1,000 right there every month. So in 2 months, I could certainly pay a couple $1,000, and it's not so bad. I mean, how much time do people spend in their bed? Out of 24 hours, you spend a little measly 8 hours. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's like easy cheesy. So I will make up for it. And I also talked to my tax guy and found out what's going on. 'Cause I've been with him for years and years and years. I never had any trouble, but apparently expectations were way up here, and the delivery was, hello down there. The delivery was really low, and so my family is really irritated with me. And so my point is that I told my family, I said, our dependence is upon God. Our faith is in God. Our trust is in God. Our faith is in God. Our faith is not in money. Our faith is not in the tax system. Our faith is not in the tax collector or tax processor. Our faith is not in the fact that we can have so many thousands of dollars in the bank. And well, what about the baby? Well, God's going to provide. I'm not just blindly saying that. I'm not just ignorantly saying that. I'm not just going, oh well, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not mine to see. Que sera, sera. I'm not doing that. I emailed that guy. I did everything I was supposed to do, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. And the Lord has allowed this stuff to happen this year, and it's just been, my family is using language that's inappropriate for gracious, lovely, kind people, and I'm just like, just craziness. So, I gotta go. The thing is this, is that, look at that little raceway there. How about that? I want to go there. It looks so fun. It's like a little dirt track. The point is this, my brothers and sisters, that today I feel encouraged. I listened to the testimony of Ruth Graham, Billy Graham's daughter. I heard of a woman who said that she made mistakes. She was told not to do certain things. She did them anyway. And she's Billy Graham's daughter. If anybody should know better, she should know better. But you know what? She's a human being. And us humans, we do make mistakes. But praise the Lord, we do not live in those mistakes forever. So if you want to talk to me about your mistakes, if you want to talk to me about being married and divorced 3 times, if you want to talk about your mother beating the junk out of you day after day, taking belts and whips and throwing knives at you, well, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you about that, and I won't have any knives. All right, love you. God bless you. 1-2-1-3-7-1-3-8-9-5-4-8-9-5-4 green@att.net. This is Mr. Bob 89540. You watch Bob's Daily Devo. Goodbye.